Yeah, it's dark. So what? You gonna sue me? And even better, I'm gonna disable the comments and likes and dislikes because I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate comments and a lot of dislikes on the videos, and I don't want to ruin my reputation of hating. So I'm just gonna go ahead and begin and say that this is, in fact, a very, very, very special I show you episode because I get to tell you why the PlayStation 4 is the God console, is indeed the God console, is in fact the greatest console ever made, ever. Let's start with the basics. It's made by Sony, a company solely designed for entertainment purposes. The very first company that made a fucking cassette player, and even though this is something that you put into your car to listen to your fucking iPhone, Sony was the very first company that made a fucking MP3 player. I should say it is one of the very first MP3 players. And although no, what about Zune? What about iPod? Even though this is an iPhone, this is basically what's left of an iPod. It got turned into a phone. So you got those stupid little iPod that's like this tall and this wide, or however big it is, and it only plays 10 songs. You know what? That's not even going towards Sony. Sony's the fucking company that made better televisions, of course. They were one of the first companies that did HD TVs. They were one of the major companies that had a major contribution to the gaming world when they created the PlayStation 1, the most greatest console ever made at that time, which was considered the God console of the 1990s. Then the 21st century came along and we got PlayStation 2, the next God console. Of course, there were some other consoles in mind, like a rip-off of the PlayStation called, I don't know, Xbox, when Microsoft attempted to get into the video game business to try to scam some money off of people, you know. And then, of course, it wasn't until PlayStation had their little internet service thing. It was kind of like PSN, in a way. PlayStation Network, if you don't know what I'm talking about. Where you can connect your PlayStation 2 up to your internet via Ethernet, of course, and you can hook it up and play certain games. Xbox, though, I don't think it had internet or an Ethernet port or connectivity to the internet. Did it? Who cares? Xbox sucks. And then, one of the greatest consoles ever made, the PlayStation 3. Of course, it came a lot late. It took its time, though. Not like Xbox 360. It came out during PlayStation 2's prime. Xbox was only out for like, what, a couple of years? I mean, who cares? It's a freaking crappy box with a freaking X on it. Calling it Xbox. That's what it is. One Xbox, I'll draw an X on this box. You got an Xbox. There you go. Play games on it. what it is. Just a crappy box of crappy technology and crappy games. That's what it is. PlayStation 3 came way after Xbox 360. Of course, it took its time. Not like Xbox 360, which was like several years after the first Xbox. It's a weird name for a console, 360. You expect it to be 360-ish, you know? When I see 360, I see, like, looking the other way, right? That's what a 360 is? Or is it all the way around? So if it's all the way around, then it should be in a ball shape? Or round, at least? No, I don't see the console being round. So misleading. Very, very misleading for a console to be called 360 and not be round. Yeah, that's weird. And the weird design, and it's heavy. Unlike the PlayStation 3, which is not as heavy. It does get heavy. Consoles are supposed to be heavy. But they're not built to be heavy. And now we got the Xbox One. The number one or the word one? I can't figure it out either. So what's the difference? The number one or the word one? Seriously, what is the difference? I could just be sitting here trying to explain to you what the difference is, but to be honest, there really is no difference. Why not just call the Xbox 360 Xbox 2? Or Xbox 2.0. Or I should say 1.2, because it sucks. And then Xbox One 1.3, because it also sucks. And all you did was add Windows 8 to the Xbox 360. And that wasn't boring enough. I don't know what is. The worst thing you can put on a console is Windows. Windows is for laptops and computers, not freaking consoles. In fact, if Apple were to make a console, it would be Xbox, to be honest. I would call it, or no, Apple would probably call it Orange. The Orange console. It could play PlayStation games and Wii games, but not Xbox, because we don't like Microsoft. Microsoft sucks. And you can't do anything about it because you can't like or dislike my video. The majority of my friends have PlayStation 3. And the majority of well, I would say the majority, I'll have to say a fourth of those has or had an Xbox 360 before, and they all hate it. Well, most of them do. There's only one person who still has or still plays an Xbox 360, who's my best friend. That's right. So, he would prefer PlayStation. The only reason why he has an Xbox 360 is because he doesn't have a PlayStation 4 to replace it with. So, not only that, PSN is free, like it was with the PlayStation 2. All you have to do is just connect one end connects to the other. PlayStation 3 is just wireless. And now we got PlayStation 4. The current God console. PSN also free. How do I know that? I've done my research. It's all over the internet. It's on IGN, Game Informer, Wikipedia, Yahoo, Google News, ESPN. God's sakes, ESPN. Fox News. Should I continue? I should continue, shouldn't I? Did I mention Game Informer? What else? It's on all apps, all app news programs. It's on the newspaper. Remember my earlier video that I said that PSN was free? Confirmed by Walmart? Fucking Walmart? And for those who think, oh no, PlayStation Network isn't free, PlayStation 4, it is free. Like you would know. You're paying for something that you don't really need. Why would anybody need to pay twice for internet? If I could get a PlayStation 4 right now, which I have the money for, but I'm not going to spend 400, 500 some dollars on a console just to prove my point. No, that money's being saved up for a car. But my point is, PlayStation will always be the God console. If you don't believe me, let's take a test. Only stupid people would buy internet twice. If you're paying for internet twice, you're playing the wrong console. And if you're playing the wrong console, then you need to switch consoles. Sell your current console to GameStop and get a PlayStation 4. Or 3, whichever you prefer. Yeah, you know what? No, don't even bother with 3. Just go get a 4. Sony has more experience than Microsoft. Not only that, Microsoft has ripped off a whole bunch of other consoles. Nintendo being one of them. I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't sued Microsoft for stealing their controller design. And that's all I have today. That is an extra I Troll You special from yours truly. And I'm so sorry you can't comment or like my video, because I'm just going to get a bunch of hate comments. So I'm just doing everybody a big favor. So I want to have to laugh at you, because deep inside, I am laughing at you. You poor, poor Microsoft sons. You are just a bunch of greedy bastards. And that's why I prefer Sony. Bye!